In this video, we'll show you how to hang artwork with cleats. For this, you'll need a pencil, painter's tape, 2-inch or 2.5-inch drywall screws, a level, a tape measure, and a drill. And of course, your artwork. And although we don't use them in this video, it's best practice to wear nitrile gloves when handling artwork to protect the piece. First, using a level, follow one edge of the piece straight up from the floor and use painter's tape to mark off one side of the painting. Add another piece next to it and remove the first piece. The inner edge of the tape will represent the outer edge of your painting. Next, use your tape measure to measure the width of the piece. In this example, the painting is 10.25 inches wide. Transfer this measurement to the wall by measuring 10.25 inches from the inside edge of the first piece of tape. Using the metal part of the tape measure, make a slight mark on the wall. Then add another piece of tape. Again, the inner edge of the tape is aligned with the edge of your painting. Now determine the height. At SVA galleries, we use 60 inches as the common sight line, which means the center of the painting rests at 60 inches from the floor. To determine where the top of the painting will be on the wall, first measure 60 inches from the floor and mark this off with a piece of tape. Measure the height of the painting and divide that number in half. In this case, the painting is 15 inches. If we divide that number by 2, we get 7.5 inches. Now transfer this measurement to the wall by measuring up 7.5 inches from the piece of tape you used to mark the 60-inch center line. Use the metal part of your tape measure to make a small mark on the wall, then add a piece of painter's tape. Now that you have the height and the edges of your piece mapped onto the wall, you can figure out where to place the cleat. You'll be drilling drywall screws through the cleat and directly into the wall. If your wall is not backed by plywood, remember to use wall anchors. First, on the back of your canvas, measure down from the top of the frame to the bottom of the cleat, making sure the cleat is snug within the frame. In this case, the distance is 5.1/8 inches. Next, find out how far in the cleats will go from the sides of the piece. To do this, subtract the width of the cleat from the width of the entire piece. In this case, the cleat is 6 inches long and the piece is 10.25 inches wide. The difference is 4.25 inches. Divide that number in half to find out how far in the cleat needs to go. In this case, it's 2.1/8 inches. Now transfer these measurements to the wall. Measure down 5.1/8 from the top line and make a mark. The bottom of your cleat will align with this mark. Then, measure in 2.1/8 inches from the side to mark off where the edges of the cleat will go. Use a level to connect these lines. This will give you the outline of the cleat on the wall. Now that you have the measurements, you can prepare to install the cleats. If your cleat is pre-drilled, place the screws into each hole. Then, put your cleat on the wall inside the outline you created. Start by drilling in one screw. Then use a level to make sure the cleat is straight. Then, add the other screw. Last, gently lift the piece over the cleat and slide it down the wall, letting it rest snugly. Double check that it's level, remove the tape, and you're done.